Yeah, I think I bumped something. So, this is my first time working with resin. I've dealt with Failcast before, and then obviously like the regular stuff, but it's got some bits it needs to clean up. Uh, but nothing too bad. Does anyone know anything about sculpting? Top Houndor, thank you for the almost 3 years of support. That is a very long time. I can't believe people actually watch me this long. Like, I hate watching myself every single time that I have to edit, and y'all stick around for like 3 years. It's like, what? Um, what kind of resin? I don't know. The company is Polish, Puppets War. Um, and so they sent me like tracking information, but the tracking information was in Polish. So I had to kind of guess what it meant or use Google Translate. Um, but I got a like your package is on its way. Yeah, man, like that's what orcs are great for is kit bashing. Now, what I hate though is when people kit bash and they put no soul into it, and they're just like, cause like I don't know, like my list that I'm running right now on Tabletop Sim involves 3 shock jump dragsters. Cool. Will will that still be valid when the book comes out? I don't know. You know, I don't know if that's worth getting. The kill tanks are from Forgeworld. They're from the Forgeworld book, so their stats are pretty much set in stone for now. Um, and so that means that I can like, ideally, this will be good. I don't think they're gonna screw over the this new buggies because they just released them, but simultaneously they're a little on the expensive side. I mean they're $50 per, but still. Um, will I be valid? I mean, like so far they haven't done anything to screw up the books so far with the people who got books. So again, for those of you that don't play Warhammer, there's a core rulebook that just tells you how to play. Like this is how you use your guns. This is how you fight. This is how you do such and such, right? But then you have your codexes that tell you like here's what your specific armies units do. Like so, I have the Orc Codex from 8th edition, and currently that's what you use in 9th edition. Um, so if I want to play with my orcs, I have my I think I need to get like sandpaper or something. Where are my safety goggles? I don't have any. But I am sitting fairly far away, so I think it's fine. So, what's the sculpting question? All right, so here's what I'm looking at. I got this thing, right? This piece of paper, and I've got. I went down to my local hobby store, and I got some scale model bits. Um, so we got some like tubing. I know what I'm doing that for. And then I got some sort of looks like side like metal siding, right? It's got like the striations, right? It's plastic card. If I take this plastic card and then I cut it in this shape, will it bend like that? Like, can I do this? Or is there a better way of doing it? I don't know. That's just like a physics of like modeling thing. I don't really know what I'm doing. I've just got a general idea. I'm gonna try and kit bash the RAM because I was gonna go down to Game Castle here in Austin to buy some stuff for that. And they're just not in business. They're having some issue with their landlord or something. I was gonna buy stuff from them to help them out during all this COVID stuff, but they're not open right now. So if I want to buy RAMs from Cromlech, I'm gonna have to go to the official website, which isn't a huge problem, but I would much prefer to have that money go directly into a shop here in town. For those of you that are interested in this kit bash, doing it yourself, this is closer to the size of like a Vindicator, or Vindicator, I guess it is. Get them confused. No one ever uses a Vindicator. The kill tank is closer to the size of like a Land Raider, so we're gonna have to I don't know what plastic card I have. It's I mean, worst case scenario, I fuck it up and then I just use that as like, I don't know, something. I don't know, whatever paneling that I'm gonna put on this, because like on the original, I'm gonna just make random pieces of scrap metal on it and that kind of thing. So that way it has that ramshackle feel. So that way it has that fluff of sometimes you shoot it and you hit it and a lot of bits come off, but it's not anything actually important to it. Which is what that rule does. Like you score a really direct, good hit and you're like, fuck yeah, this thing's dead. I think you should be able to dip it in. Are you greebling your tanks? Yeah, a little bit. I'm greebling a bit. We're just gonna clean one up today. Yeah, I don't know if that's supposed to be there. I don't think so. There's like a little jaggy line right here, but it doesn't bother me too much. But I should probably clean it off anyway. I would love to use water right now. I just took my shower a couple minutes ago, and you might be saying, Rev, you're waking up late. And this morning I worked out a bit and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go take a shower, a nice warm shower after after working out. That's a good idea. Make your muscles all loosened up, feel a little bit better. Turns off they turned off the water on me. So I'm just sitting here smelling like a gym room. I'm gonna stream regular games later. I set up a phone system so I can spoof phone numbers. You should give me your number on stream so I can show you how it works. What could go wrong? No water. Yeah. But then we got water, but it was only long enough for me to be able to, take a shower. Why do they call it kit bashing? I don't know. No idea. It just is. And if I can't do this perfectly, I could just put a piece of something here. I think what I need is honestly sandpaper. Do I have sandpaper over here? I feel like I do. Like, in my heart, I feel like I got some. I do not see any. Where did the bashing come from? I have no idea. It's just, it's been a term forever. This little line here is going to bug me, but I think I can get away with it by just, whatchamacallit. Also, something I noticed, let me show you. So the way these connect up is, here's like the interior body. It's actually got some like interior plating and stuff, but it's nothing like that special, but it's got these little like short ones and the long ones. And so the long one goes into this bit and the short one goes in here, but That one doesn't have it. This one does. Right there, right? So I'm wondering if the print just failed and it didn't go through. I think I called my apartment complex and I was like, hey, I paid for my water. Why am I not getting any? And they're like, with all the water problems we had, we just needed to turn off the water in the building real fast in order to such and such. It's like, okay. Any idea when it'll be done? Oh, sometime close to like 5. And it's like, cool. I smell like I smell like ass. Is there anything you can do about that? So I'm gonna see if like under this there's like, is this just solid all the way through? It looks like it is. I'm not getting anywhere there. So it looks like that this part just failed to print. I guess it just like misprinted there. That's kind of annoying. I mean, honestly, we could just, instead of gluing it so it goes into the thing, we could just cut off this bit here. I don't really have a saw though. So I guess I'm gonna have to get a hobby saw. I mean, maybe I can just do it with this. I mean, I didn't buy the Forgeworld model because I'm just not gonna, like, I can't justify that to myself. Tilda would be like, yeah, it's. I mean, like, she knows about the Titans and stuff. I told her about like, there's models that you can buy that are like child size, and that's like her favorite piece of like Warhammer stuff. I think is the idea that someone just shows up to a game with like a small toddler. She also wanted me to get just like a lizard, like an actual lizard, and put it on the table and be like, that's my squigoth. That's my lizard monster that's gonna run around. I'm gonna try avoid going out right now until the next wave of COVID hits, because the governor. We just decided we were gonna open it up, so I'm not going outside for the next little bit. So hearing that in the news, I was just like, all right, I need myself a hobby project because this is gonna suck. Warhammer's a good way to stay inside. And then this doesn't really line. What the hell? So this one just doesn't really line up. I haven't worked with like resin before, but what? Okay, so this little hole does not go, like, it doesn't fit. You see that? So I guess I could shave that side off as well. Is it like because it's bent, or like... Yeah, I guess we'll have to saw that side off too. It's a normal thing with resin. How to fix. This is my first time with resin. Unless if Captain Badruck is Failcast resin. Cause I hated Captain Badruck. That was one of the worst art experiences I've ever had in my life. As someone who does art for a living, it is one of the worst art experiences I've ever had. It was just so frustrating. Like, I was picking off bits. It's more that it just doesn't line up. So this goes in here. I don't know if I can get you guys an angle, but it's like they don't meet up at all. Some people have to wash their parts. Are we going to be able to do this? I think Failcast is just a worse form of resin. I mean, I think with I think I'll have to wash it. So when you say wash it, do you mean like literally like just soak it in water and get some soap in it, or what are you talking about? The insert doesn't line up, and I think it's cuz one of the two is bent. Yeah, I think either the main bit is or the track is bent, and that's why it's not meeting up, but it's kind of hard to tell. Just make a new anchor point. Okay, we'll just do that. I think the track is bent. It's really hard to tell. Here, look at them side by side. I think so, right? It's like got a small curve right here. This is my first stream. This is not a normal stream for me. I'm just doing some hobby. So that way we got something to do up until stream time. It looks slightly bent, right? Right about here. So is there a way to fix that? It's part of the reason I'm streaming this is because I want help. I mean, theoretically, they should line up flush with each other, right? And yet there's a gap there. Heat it. Like, take a lighter to it? Or like what? Very carefully with a blow dryer. It's not Game Workshop. It's from Puppets War. Warm water. All right, we might do warm water later. Let's wait on this bit. I'm gonna tape it back together again, like I had it, and now we can kind of get an idea of. Well, we can actually wait on that. Why don't we take out the You need something to keep its shape after dunking. Alright. So we got a piece of plastic card now. What did I just drop? Back end of the thing. Alright. Yeah, I'm a little worried about doing anything like that. Alright, so we got... I guess I'll try and line it up with an edge or something. Then... I think it was supposed to be a Vindicator alternative, but... if I line it up with this edge here... Gonna kind of draw out the lines. Has anyone ever used this stuff? Because this is like literally my first time touching it. And I'm not really concerned about this bit because we can just turn this into some, again, scrap. It's meant to look like a rolling pile of junk with a gun in it. I mean, there's those I know people call it Chinacast. I don't know if that counts as being racist or not. But people from China selling, basically they got a mold of the actual model, and then they I think it's because it's from China. Yeah, I think it's like it it's called that because it has a reason. It's not just but recast, yeah. Um that doesn't look centered. Oh no. Okay. Okay, that's better. I think I just drew this line wrong. All right. Recasters can be anywhere. There's a company that all my friends were talking about back when like I could go out in public. Um, and they were like, "Oh man, it's the best." I thought about getting some stuff, but I didn't, and then it ended up being shut down like a week later. And people were really upset because they didn't get their stuff. I need better scissors than this. So I prefer like people like Cromlech and stuff like that because you know they're not gonna they're not gonna go away suddenly. I'm going to work in a minute, and when I get back, I hope you burn the tank. Not so much. I'm gonna go a little bit further with this cut. I don't know what I'm doing. I was doing an art project once. That joke in chat just reminded me. I was doing an art project with some friends. We were doing some stuff for the as part of Equality Now back in college, and so like gay rights stuff. Um, we don't need fire, guys. Calm down about the fire. Um, and I was like, all right, my hands shake. Can someone who's got a straight hand that can draw this? And then everyone was like, not me. Like, guys, please. I just need someone to cut a line. Where's your cutting mat? I don't have fancy things like cutting mats. All right. All right. It's all right. I need to like smooth it out a bit, but they're less than $10, you fucking animal. Okay. I get weird when I spend like $10, like $3 on myself. If I buy myself a Coke, I'm like, man, should I buy this? Should I buy myself a Coke? I mean, I've got them at home, but I'm thirsty now, you know? And then I end up buying one, and I'm just like, God, that was a bad financial decision. And it's like, it's $2, dude. Seems like a way to like cut myself on accident. I say as I continue to do the thing. What are you, smart with money? Dude, I'm an artist and a streamer. I play Warhammer. What part? Why do you think I'm smart with money? What the fuck do you mean I'm smart with money? All right. Okay. So now it should bend, right? All right. Now put the tank together again. I get sponsorships, but I feel weird about them, you know? Go buy a mat right now on stream. Sure, let me just run like 20 miles or whatever it is to the nearest hobby shop. Across highways and come back. I'll just leave stream running. Here, hold on. I'm gonna go and get. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna run to the store and get a hobby mat. I'll be. Give me a sec. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Just take the stream. I don't think I'll ever do an IRL stream. I think IRL streams are how you get murdered. You sure made that run real fast. Yeah, I just went and got a Coke instead. From the kitchen. Not from the vending machine or anything. For the longest time, I tried to stop myself from drinking Cokes by just not having them in the house. But then I would just go down to the vending machine and get them. Yeah, I worry about doing IRL streams. Like, I legitimately worry that someone's just gonna run up and just like, just for the memes, just slap their shit in. You know? It's like, I don't know. I don't want that in life. Okay, I will put down something under it next time I start cutting something. Okay? And then I'll get myself an actual... Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, like, are any of the death threats that I get legitimate? No, probably not. I've got cardboard right here next to me. It'll just be... You're not controversial enough for anyone to give... I don't know about that. I got put on a hit list. I say hit list, but it's more of just an angry, nerdy guy's list of people he disliked. Does that count? Traitor to America? I'm going to send people life threats. What? Bitcoin assassins? Unfortunately, not very reliable. Just send people messages like, you better have a fucking good life. You better enjoy your day. You better know you're fucking loved. I swear to God. Well, thank you, Leon Saramba. Is that it? Thank you for the resub and the nice words. Tell me where you live so I can send you a cake. I'm going to do everything in my goddamn power to make sure you have a nice day. It's going to be the nicest day you've ever had. All right. All right, so currently it wants to fall apart because this seam is obviously weak, hence why it bends. If I glue it, will that fix it? Will that make it, like, stay? Uh, Nico, thank you for the 2 gift subs. Buy a cutting mat. Not right now. I'm busy right now. If it's about to, I mean, yeah, I probably scored too deep. I'm just gonna try and glue it. Go on the line and buy it right now. I will wait until the weekend, and I will buy it then. Okay? Otherwise, the front will show. Oop! It just split in half. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum. Yeah, it broke. That's okay. We can use it for paneling. That's why I'm like not too like worried about screwing this up because it's like I need to cut out random bits. If it looks like it had a purpose at some point, that'll make it better. Um, so I'm just gonna put these over here. We're just gonna try again. And hey, guess what? Does this have my address on it? It does. Let's just get rid of that. We good? Does that work? All right, I'm gonna move it to the side for a sec. I swear it'll come back. It'll come back. We're just gonna sketch out where this goes. Then I'm gonna cut it out with the a nice Wish exclusive cutting mat. In about 5, I'm gonna go and feed the cats, and then I'll switch over to, I believe it's called Loop Heroes. It's a new game. Just want to do something different. I've heard a lot of things, um, and I feel like it's time for me to mix up things. Um, we need to mix up things in the channel. It's been compared to Steam compared it to Monster Train and Faster Than Light (FTL), um, which I don't know how you could combine those two games, but it's that kind of like roguelike, like you go and you get little progresses sort of genre that I like. I was talking to Vinny once. I was saying, hey, um, do you ever have those games that they just make you feel like you realize how long you have left until you die? Or is that just me? And Vinny said, you know what, Rev? I think that's just you. And I said, Vinny, you think that's a bad thing? And he said, yes. Um, so when you say it makes you have existential dread, do you mean like that or like what? Okay. It's a spoiler if I tell you. Cutting mat is bad. Like Tilda has some cutting mats, but they're for sewing. And like my mom did sewing growing up. You know, she would make our Halloween costumes. She'd make our you know clothing sometimes, and it was nice. Um, but you know, obviously, I don't know as if this is a universal experience, but if you are a kid and your parents like to go fabric shopping, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because back in the 90s, we didn't have cell phones. So that meant that, like, when she wanted to look around for fabric, um, we, we'd just be there. But I learned some things. Like, you don't use the good crafting scissors. Well, I had to stay close to her because I was still a kid. Um, all right. So, how do I do this without it splitting in half again? Just one cut? Like, maybe that? I think that was Herman outside the door. Probably just one cut. And not as hard. Dull edge. And then bend towards or away from the thing. But anyway, one of the things I learned growing up is don't mess with the cutting stuff. And now when Tilda wants to go fabric shopping, I'm like, cool. I'm gonna sit down here with the old ladies that are like looking at fabric patterns, and just screw around on my phone. And then she'll be like, "What do you think of this one?" And I'm like, "That's cool. I like that one." Or, "Nah," you know. When she's like looking over the different patterns, it's like not as big of a deal now that I'm like A, an adult, and B, also I have a phone to mess around with. That allows me to have like a little bit of like a thing to do. All right. So it bends now, but it's kind of wonk. Uh, a certain level of wonkiness is fine. Do I have some tape or something? It's not really a cow catcher. It's one of the weapon options it has. It's a weirdly good weapon. Um, so because it's an orc vehicle, despite the fact that it like has a weapon that cannot be used in close combat, a gun that is explosive, um, it also wants to be in melee. So all right, just kind of a whatever piece of tape to see what it looks like. Just kind of hold it in place, give us an idea. I mean, that looks all right, but I don't think it's going to be long enough. Heating it up is still a good option. I'm going to have to get some sort of heating thing, aren't I? After I buy all this extra equipment, it's going to be end up as expensive as the Forgeworld crap, isn't it? Okay. And I'm trying to also make it a little bit longer because it needs to be 10 inches long, and right now it's like not. So I'm thinking if I strap some like stuff. I was also thinking about putting some spikes on it, like whittling down some spruce and gluing them to the front. Can you cut out a thin piece of cardboard? It needs something to be like under it, because I know in the official model, it's got like it sits out a bit like this, and then there's like a flat bit right here that holds it. Can move this entire situation over so you can actually see what I'm pointing at. So I could put something there. Let me get another piece of cardboard. Okay, how far out does it need to be? Plumber pipe around the cannon thing and hatch cow catcher off of it. Cardboard will at least give us a good idea of what size and what shape and all that jazz that it needs to be. But we could easily do something like this out of plastic card, and that would work. And like I said, any screw-ups we have is just plastic card that we can glue on somewhere else later. I'm just going to save all of it so that way we can use it. But yeah, I don't know. It's been a weird day. I had to deal with the fact that we didn't have water all day for a bit. I woke up in the middle of the night and Herman was on my side of the bed chewing through my power cable for my phone, which was adorable of him. Like, it snapped directly in half. I'm like, can you not? Like, he likes to chew on stuff. He likes to chew on rubber stuff. Yeah, Rev concern for sure. Luckily he didn't get hurt, but it's just like, can you not? Can you not? And he needs some baby teething toys. He needs some teething toys. You have no idea what the hallway looks like out there. It is just toys. It's just cat toys. The hallway, you cannot walk it unless if you step on a cat toy. That's not the problem. He's causing problems on purpose, is what's happening. May we see it? I don't think the camera cable is long enough. But yeah, all of the toys sort of coalesce into the hallway. Okay, this... I think it needs to be, like, freely supported like this. I need to add a vertical support piece. Yeah, I do. He's trying to get away with being lazy. He inherited his crime gene from me. His just negligent lack of care for authority. Get a GoPro to put on Herman so we can watch him do cat crimes. God. He would do all of the crimes. It's almost time to feed them, so he's just been a little terrorist today, man. He tore up the toilet paper. He loves to do that. There's one bathroom that we can't close out because that's where his cat box is. So he just loves to tear that stuff up. He'll just, like, if he's upset, he'll just go to town on the toilet paper. And it's rolled the opposite way, so he can't just keep going. So instead he just digs into it with his claws. Like, we intentionally put the toilet paper roll backwards in the guest bathroom. We have two bathrooms for some reason. There's one right across the hall from my office and one in the bedroom. And the one in the bedroom we keep shut, so that way you can't tear up both the things of toilet paper. But sometimes, like, during the middle of stream, I need to poop or whatever, you know? I mean, it's a little asymmetric and kind of crap looking. Like, the two bathrooms thing was something that I was like, honey, do we really need this? But it was like, we want two rooms. We want to have an office for me and one for the bedroom. So that way, like, I can stream and she can go do stuff during the day. So if she gets home, she can do, I don't know, she can hang out in the rest of the apartment, watch Netflix on the TV. For the longest time, we didn't really have that set up. I think this is fine. But I think my way of holding it is not. So that's good to know. But it's going to look something like this. So I'm going to keep this piece of cardboard taped together like this and kind of keep it as like a template for later. I'm going to do a little bit more cleanup stuff on some other bits. And then we'll probably stop, and then I'll go and... I mean, it's not really holding on because it's like not really sturdy enough to do that, but... So currently I'm running 3 of these in my army on Tabletop Sim. 1 with the burster cannon and 2 with Giga Shooters. And the Giga Shooter I'm going to use, I've got like this machine gun bit. I'm just going to shove it down the barrel and it'll look fine. And then the burster cannon will just be the cannon itself. I think that'll look fine. You get an idea. I'll just jam all the guns I can into the Giga Shooters. I mean, like, the detail work on this is really clean, you know? I don't know if you can see that, but there's, like, lots of, just, like, scrappy, like, nubby bits. Looks very, like, ramshackle and kind of crap. This is, like, you know, a little pilot seat for a turret or something. Little hatch on the top. Piping. This looks good. But, I mean, this is just, like, a solid block of resin, so I mean they can't really screw that up. You have to rust it up and do some. Yeah, I got some technical paint the other day. Went down to the game store, got some Typhus Blight, I think it is. And they suggest that you use Ryza Red, but I can mix that. You know, I can mix red. I'm an artist, but the technical paint. It's like technical paint is like paint that's got some sort of like thing in it, like sand or whatever. And then that makes it go on different. So you can have like sandy bases or whatever. The Typhus Corrosion, if you like brush it lightly with red and you paint it like blackish, then it'll kind of look rusted. I don't know. It's what the Warhammer. Don't cut towards yourself? You mean don't do this? No. My hand is fine. It's fine. Reported for violent content. Well, I showed the live stream chat the magic trick I used to do. I don't do it anymore, but it's not much of a magic trick. It just I would set myself on fire, and be like, you know what the trick is, and people are like, I don't know how does it work, and I'm like, I just deal with it, man. Like, oh. Old Vinesauce was weird, man. I've calmed down a bit. With lighter fluid? Yeah. I mean, I just take like a lighter to my skin. Don't do this, by the way. Unsurprisingly, it just hurts. It hurts a lot when you do that. Oh, not that. No. I'm talking about literally just taking a lighter and just going like holding it to my skin like that. Used to do that just for kicks. I don't know what the Dark Man is, but thank you for the happy birthday wishes. It's not my birthday. Um, it's not my birthday. Please, please no. Is it really Winnie the Pooh is the first thing that comes up? That's interesting. I can't tell what the SEO for RevScarecrow is because I'm me, but I'm wondering like what other stuff shows up when you search RevScarecrow. Thought it was like Dog Narampa and Homestuck. I mean, even this looks good. Like, look at him. You can't see him at all because his blurry as all get out. Can you see? Wee wee wee. Like that's really well detailed. It comes as one bit, which I'm not a huge fan of, because I was planning on like switching out his head or something. But he looks all right. It's lots of detail work. He's got some stuff going on in the cockpit. That's a good looking boy right there. I have an entry in the VR chat legends. What does it say about me? It's always weird when like like someone came in the other day and they're like, "Are you the booty shorts guy?" I'm like, "The fuck? What? Oh yeah. No, I'm the booty shorts guy. Yes." Like, but it took me a minute because the fuck are you talking about? Also, like, I think I'll be done with like the next Town of Nowhere stuff, like by the end of this week. Um, like, I'm gonna probably give the official announcement on the day that we'll do it. I need to confirm one thing, but we should be good to go pretty soon here. Like, I hope you guys like it. I started writing like I really started working hardcore on it right around episode 1 of the Town of Nowhere. You can see traces of it if you watch Night in the Woods, because I'm like is this rat with a gun? Like, is this guy a furry? And people are like, yeah, yeah. If it has a mouse, you will be very happy. There are plenty of mice. I was going to make them rats, just that way I could, like, you know, get rid of the stigma against rats. But it turns out that rats are a little bit bigger than mice, and the scale was just off. Like, it was literally that. Like, other animals were, like, not the right scale for rats. So it's like, okay. I mean, most people think mice are cute, right? I should probably set up a does the dog die page for it. I like this the dog die. I think that's a really cool website because then I can just do whatever I want with it, and like I'm fully. If you haven't seen Does the Dog Die, it's a website that like you can look up a movie or a book or a story or whatever, and it'll tell you if it has anything like the dog dies, and that's sad, and other things that people find upsetting. So you can like know before going into it, like does it have a rape scene? Are there bugs in it? That kind of thing. It's great. It's a content warning that like is curated. So if you don't like it when the dog dies in the movie, it'll have a thing saying, "Yeah, a dog dies in this movie." And to me, that's great because then I can be like, all right, here are things that are going to happen. Do not show up if this kind of stuff upsets you. And then if people show up and it upsets them, I've done something to try and mitigate that. You know, I've done something to try and make it better for them. But they don't have to stress as much. They can just go, okay, it's got bugs in it. I'm not about that. And the next one does have bugs in it. Um, will you tell us when the next Town of Nowhere will happen soonish? I want to get a day scheduled. I want to just make sure that nothing else big is being planned by any other streamers uh, at the end of this month. And if that's the case, then it'll be probably sometime not next week, but the week after or the last week of this month. I don't know what day of the week is best. It won't be a Monday because I still want to do stuff with Mike. Um, Herman is right. I need to go feed them. I'll probably just mention Does the Dog Die and explain what the website is and give a link to the Reddit. Natalie helped me with it. Uh, so the last of the Town of Nowhere edits are going to come out after the series begins. I believe so. I don't want to wait on it coming out any longer. But I mean, I should probably discuss this with you in private, but like, you want to do the highlights for it, the edits down for it? I could probably actually try and keep a count on when votes happen. We're not gonna have some weird thing like in the last one. The intrigue and stuff is gonna be a little bit more straightforward than it was with the Town of Nowhere. Because the problem with the Town of Nowhere was like, y'all didn't even know where you were looking for some stuff. Okay, cool. Same rate, cool. All right. I mean, I can't really give a full comprehensive list of all of the content that's going to be in it because, like, I didn't have it scripted that anyone was going to twerk in the last one. But, you know, it happens anyway. I'm going to do a quick BRB. I'm going to feed the cats. I'll be back in a minute. That's going to be it for this bit. And then I'm going to come back with... I made it cutting mad emote. Just let me know you want. Post it on the Boru. It's funny. Yeah, I mean, like, listen, people, like, I would prefer if people just went to the Does the Dog Die page because people can update it as it goes. And so if you're late to the party and you get here episode 2 and in episode 1 such and such happens, then people can give a warning to people who haven't watched episode 1 yet before they watch episode 1 or episode 2. Right? I think a evolving content, and there's some stuff that I'm like, bugs. I didn't even think of that. I put cicadas in the background of the Town of Nowhere. It's just like a sound effect because that's what Texas at night in the summer sounds like, and that apparently is like a thing. And it's like, oh yeah, I guess it would be, but you know, it's like not something that I would have thought of. So I'll just tell people, like, hey, go to Does the Dog Die? And that way you can know that information. Does it have a gazebo? It's, you know, I skipped out on the gazebos. I made the building super unfuckable, and there are no monsters. So I pretty much screwed up completely. Entirely on setting up this series the way you guys want. And for that, I apologize. That was my bad. I realize my mistakes now, but it does have cute mice. It has cute mice out the wazoo. You'll find a way to fuck something. Anyway, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go feed the cats, and then I'm gonna do some Loop Hero. I think it's called. Yeah. Loop Hero. Yeah, that's the name of it. I'll be right back. Give me like 2 minutes. BRB. I'm going to turn off stream and bring it back when I come back. I'll be right back.